What is going on, my fellow Remnant 2 gamers? Welcome back to the channel. It's D Werewolf Gaming, back with another Remnant 2 video. Alright, I hope everybody has been doing well and staying safe. Today, guys, I want to bring you a build focusing on the Genesis bow, guys. This bow is amazing. It can really dish out a lot of damage, guys. And if you are trying to attain this bow and you're having any difficulty, guys, whenever you get to that area, just take a picture of the top symbols, guys. Put those whatever symbols you see on the bottom row. And basically, guys, go leave whatever system you're playing on. Just change the time in your system and back that time back by an hour or two. Then press the button. And after you press the button, you should be able to obtain that weapon. If not, you may have to leave and come back and then try to do that same thing if you are having trouble obtaining this weapon. With that being said, guys, this is a very fun bow to use. I really enjoy using this bow. And overall, I am going to be bringing you different variants, different builds using this bow. This is one of the first builds that I thought would be very fun using it because, as many of you know, guys, the hunter and the gunslinger go together hand in hand, in my opinion, guys. The gunslinger gives you that increased rate of fire, also increasing range damage as well. The hunter is all about bringing you more damage. You got increased bonus for weak spot damage and overall range damage as well. With that being said, in a couple of seconds, we'll go over this build breakdown. Thank each and every of you for your valuable time today, stopping by and watching my content. As always, guys, I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new to my channel, you like the content, please feel free to hit that like, share, and subscribe. It does not cost a thing. And also turn on the notification bell so you can know whenever I do drop videos. All right, guys, let's go to the build really quick. I did use the hunter as the prime. All right, and basically with that perk, guys, you get dead to rights, dealing 55 base range and melee damage, extends the duration of any active hunter skill by 3.5 seconds. All right, the Hunter's Shroud was the ability I chose, guys, mainly for the ambush perk. This increases range and melee damage by 50%, which diminishes over its duration. It also applies to mark, guys, and those enemies that are marked will get increasing critical hit chance by 10%. All right, the bullet storm went great, guys, mainly for the benefit of what you get when using the bow. Instead of becoming fully automatic, bows and crossbows gain 15% critical chance and 50% increase in projectile speed. All right, so let's take a look at the fragment real quick. I did use the Prism of Veracity, guys, and as you can see, it's maxed out. And as you 51 was the max skill you get. Well, as far as you can max it out. And basically, guys, the legendary perk I got on is called Artful Dodger. All dodges trigger perfect dodge. It does have a cooldown of 3 seconds though. And the fragments, I did have the critical damage, weak spot damage, and range damage. And on the prism itself, I had 10% evade distance, range crit chance, skill crit chance, weapon spread, and weapon ideal range. Now those was the only options available, guys. I wouldn't have some of those I wouldn't have chose, but those was the only ones that allowed me to put in there when I was actually upgrading this prism. But let's go over my build. Your armor did not really matter, guys. I did use the Savage Heart Relic to innate 25% increase in speed whenever using it. On use, it heals for 30 health over 2.25 seconds and restores 300% of the gray health. All right, the Genesis bow is just amazing, guys. It's called Mega Drive. Is the main talent on the gun. Activate a valid target. Basically, guys, you line up whatever target you're pointing to. You press the button, and you activate the quantum entanglement, and all projectiles seek to the entanglement target after initial impact, dealing 50% of the primary fire damage. And basically, whenever you kill that target, guys, you go to another target, reactivate it again, and that's how you can keep that damage going. I did use the Supercharger Mutator. This decreases charge time for bows and fusion rifles by 30%. Level 10, charge primary shots, bows and fusion rifle gain 15% critical chance. All right, I do like these gauntlets, guys. They're amazing, dark matter. And I did pair these gloves with the Edgelord Mutator to increase melee charge speed by 35% and get a little gain 3% life steal as well. All right, yeah, handgun, I was switching inside. I did use the Nebula some, guys. And if you're new to this game, the Nebula releases Nano Swarm that debuff the enemies and increasing damage by 10%, applies corroded and acid to those targets. And I did use the Maelstrom Mutator to increase the weapon's elemental damage by 10% for each unique elemental status effect. And at level 10 increases mod generation for elemental and status effect by 20%. All right, another handgun I was using was the Bolt Driver. This is amazing, guys, as well. I did pair it with the Song of Ether to slow those enemies down, and I did use the Sequence Shot as well. And I also used the Scrap Shot mod as well. This fires a canister that releases cow traps over an area of 6 meters. And this applies slow and bleeding to the enemies, dealing 2,610 bleed damage. And I did use the Sequence Shots. This weapon's charge shots decrease the charge time of the subsequent charge shots by 35%. And at level 10, charge primary shots grants 1% range critical chance per round spent up to a max of 15%. But choose whichever handgun will work best for you. All right, the first ring I did use was the Archer's Crest ring. This increases projectile speed by 20% and decreased firearm charge time by 25%. All right, probability core to increase critical damage by 20%. And I did use the Burden of the Destroyer to increase all damage by 15%, but keep in mind you will lose ideal range by 35%. There are other ring options that would have worked great with this build. This was just one I was using at a given moment. All right, guys, and then Card War, man, this is going to be active all the time, guys. Basically, on perfect dodge, it increases critical chance by 10% and critical damage by 10%. Guys, my prism that I'm using is a legendary that gives me automatic dodge. It has a cooldown in 3 seconds, so I'm going to always have this active. All right, and this amulet necklace I can really enjoy. The Necklace of Supremacy, guys. After 5 seconds of not being damaged, increase all damage dealt by 15%. If you're at full health, that damage is increased to 30%. Guys, this amulet is great, guys, and there is a ring that you can use that will help manage with the ammo as well. I got it on my PS5 character. I don't got it on this character yet, but that ring, guys, acts like the amulet, the divine amulet. But your traits, long shot comes automatically. Ammo comes automatically. They have triage to increase healing by 50%, 10 points in regrowth to increase health regeneration by 1.5 seconds. They have 10 points in gifted to increase skill duration by 30 seconds. That way I can keep the Shroud ability going a little bit longer, and the Bullet Storm skill as well. I did have 5 points in Affliction to increase the status effect duration by 50%. Right at 5 points in that. I meant 2 points in Swiftness, so I increased movement speed. 10 points in Spirit to increase mod generation by 20%. 10 points in Expertise to reduce skill cooldown. I did have 10 points in Insight. This increased Insight basically automatically generate 10 mod power per second. So this is like having the Catalog's Jewel Ring equipped, guys, because you're automatically generating 10 mod power per second. So that's a great trait. I did have Perception as well. This increases haste by 3% and slow by 10%. Guys, so any mods that you're using that deal with slow, it is boosting that up. Just great to have. I really enjoy that, the new traits that they did that was just released. Shakara increases mod duration by 18. I only had 6 points in that, guys. Did have right at 5 points in Vigor to increase Vigor by 15, increase max health by 15 actually, and 2 points in Endurance to increase max stamina by 6%. All right, guys, if you like the build, give it a thumbs up. And let me give you a little showcase of how much damage this build can really push out and how I like to use it, guys. First, I like to activate the Shroud ability. Activate the Bullet Storm. That way you get that increase in critical chance by 15%. All right, do a dodge, guys. Automatic perfect dodge. And mark your target, and there you go, guys. And that's how you can get your damage off. And if you want even more damage, guys, stick around. I'm going to show you another ring that you can use, because I got quite a few rings that I'm going to be testing out in the future and bringing builds using these rings, guys. Now, this ring that I'm going to be showcasing is one that I got by playing through the boss rush mode. And I got it actually playing on survival difficulty, so I didn't even have to play it on the hardest difficulty, guys. But you will see, whenever I do that, guys, I'm going to be getting a lot more damage out of this particular build. Alright, guys, and the ring I'm talking about is called a Ring of Bones. And basically, guys, whenever you use a relic, it increases all damage by 10%. So what you want to do is use that relic, guys, pop your skills, do your little back dodge, and and then get ready to dish out amazing damage. As you can see, guys, over 24k damage whenever using this ring and the relic. Just amazing, guys. So whenever you get that perfect dodge, you use that relic, you will get 10% increase in more damage. All right, thank you for your valuable time today. If you like the build, give it a thumbs up. All right, D Werewolf out.